Hello there, I'm Barry Claywell. My son Jay and I are doing these videos, and the theme is good mental health. That's what we're talking about. We're not professionals. We just have some ideas about good mental health, how to achieve it, how to get there, how to maintain it. And there's simple things. I promote the use of dreams. Jay, on the other hand, he concentrates on the value of journaling. Now the thing is, both they blend together, because my opinion is, and my experience is, that dreams are valuable. I learned this in 20 years ago at a group therapy, and what you do is you imagine your dream is in front of you in a living room or in a bathroom or in the utility room or wherever. There it is, the dream that you had. And in my case, I'm going to talk about a dream that I had. And it was of two boys on a stage at lecterns. This boy over here and this boy over here. Crowd out here. And so, in order to understand the dream, I have to act out the dream. Act it out. I have to participate. I have to pretend that I'm in it, that those guys are me, or whatever. Whatever the thing is, you have to act like you're it and say what it has to say. Okay. So I did this in my living room, we'll say, and so I stepped into the dream. First, I was this boy, and this boy looked at his past and groaned and moaned and said, and it's true, of course, what a miserable youth we could say that he had. Had a terrible time, awful time, didn't do well in school. My dad was this, that, and the other. My life at home was terrible. I didn't have any friends, all that stuff. Then I had to be the boy over here. Now, the boy over here, he is saying, and I said on his behalf, as him, wait a minute. Don't worry about the past. Give it up. It's over. It's over. The only time that you have is now. Now and your future. So concentrate on what you can do now. And that's what mental health, I think good mental health is all about. Taking care of yourself, being responsible for yourself, making good decisions for yourself, believing in yourself. Now, there's lots of things that happen. We have, people have told you, and you've experienced bad experiences. People have led you down the wrong path, whatever it might be. And your past isn't so good. Well, let it go. Put it aside. Now, all of this too, I'm not going to say do not seek professional help. If you need to see a therapist, do it. If you think that you need to see a psychologist, do it. It's easy to do. I don't know how easy it is, but you can do it. Get on the internet and find somebody in your neighborhood, in your community, and talk to them if that's what you need. All the time I see in the newspaper, those advice columns, couples having a hard time together, something's wrong. Well, the advice always is, well, go see a marriage counselor. Well, that makes all the sense in the world. Do. So if you need a counselor, go ahead. But if you're doing pretty good, you're working on your own, you're going to succeed, you're working at being yourself and believing in yourself, then dreams can be of value because your mind is always trying to help you. During the day, of course, it helps you all the time. It helps you make all the decisions that you want to make, do things that you want to do. But at night, there you are. You're sleeping, and your mind says, I don't have enough to do. I want to talk to this guy. I want to talk to this girl about what she's doing, and it's not doing her any good. So I'm going to give her some suggestions. I talked about that one. I had a dream. It was a wet blanket. And the wet blanket was laying over me. It was a huge, big, wet blanket. It was so heavy that it bent me down. Bent me down. It was just of the weight of it all. And over here on the side, somebody, I have it written down. It was the human resource director. He said, you can take that off, You can take that off. And I took it off. And what he said, what it was my past life, my life to that point. And if I took it off, and my God, I put it aside, and I felt better, I felt lighter, and all that. What I'm saying is, and the dream did it for me, or suggested that I do, was go live now, not in the past. The past is over. Now you can't throw it away because it happened. It's real, and it's what made you who you are. So the past is real. There's nothing you can do about it. You can just say, hey, I don't want that kind of stuff to happen anymore. So you take charge of your life. Now I'm going to ask you, well, I have one here. Who are you? All right, that's easy to say. Who are you? Well, I'm Bob Smith. I'm Susan Jones. Well, who are you? What do you believe in? What do you think about? What's important to you? Are you a good friend to people? Do people like you? Are you good at your work? Do you like your work? Do you enjoy going to work? My son told me once, and you've heard it, I'm sure. If you like your job, you never work a day in your life. Okay? So I'm fortunate that once I got started in the right direction, I started getting jobs that I liked. And I had jobs that I enjoyed. And therefore, life was a whole lot easier. One of the things in the list that you'll see it if you go on internet about good mental health is that you contribute to your community. Now, I visit a bookstore, and the fellow up there that runs it has a dozen volunteers, old folks or people that have retired, and now they want something to do. Okay. The United Cerebral Palsy Center here in our community, it has volunteers. The AFL-CIO, they have volunteers to help at Christmas time when they're asking the community to adopt, financially adopt families that are having a hard time financially. And so they can have a Christmas. Or at Thanksgiving. It happens all over the country. People volunteer and do good work. And you, if that's something you need to do, do it. If you can do that. But you just kind of have to give up the past if it's a problem. Now, of course, there's things in it you like. I was out in my front yard, and here comes a little girl on a bicycle with those training wheels. And the thought crossed my mind that, well, of course, her mother or father want her to succeed and be able to ride her bicycle. And so those training wheels meant all kinds of things, like, hey, look at me, Mom, look at this. Well, sometimes we don't get that encouragement as we're growing up. I know I didn't. My friends and I, we were tight, and we liked each other, and we were supportive of each other, but, you rarely got it from an adult, and it wasn't that they condemned you. It was that they just didn't encourage you. So encourage yourself. Encourage yourself. Now, I have written a little book called Dream Therapy, and it talks about how to get your life together using your dreams. And so it has examples, and you can get it if you go to on the internet to Rush Printing, and they're in Maryville, Missouri, and you can get this for $10. Now I need to do it because self-publishing costs me some money. So all I'm going to do is try and make my money back if you help me out. And another thing is, I had a dream, and I believe in these things. The dream was of me throwing a wad of paper to a target. Now the target was like that mailbox, that rectangular mailbox you see on people's porches on their front, next to their doors. And that was it. It was open at the top. Okay. So I had to act out the dream. And so I got the dream, got in it, in my utility back here with the washer and the dryer. And I step into my dream, stood up. Now what you do is you close your eyes and you look so that you're in the dream. If I said to you, imagine an elephant, well, your mind would go right now and you'd see one. Do a giraffe, do a lion, do a zebra. I mean, instantly. So you do the same thing with a dream. You close your eyes and you visualize the dream. So there I am. I'm throwing this wad of paper toward the mailbox. And so I stepped in and I pretended to be me and I threw the paper and the paper said, I am your message. I am your message about dreams. But what happened was the mailbox said, whoa, your target is too small. Make it bigger, bigger, bigger. Tell the whole world about dreams and how valuable they are. Now, personally, I can't do that. I can only tell you and a few others, you know. So I need you to tell your friends and people you know that dreams are of value. And one other thing, my son's not here, but journaling. Get a notebook, step it aside, spend 15, 20 minutes every now and then, every couple of weeks, every 2 or 3 times a week is what I'd say. And write what you're about. I asked you before, who are you? Well, find out. What do I believe in? What are my standards? What are my values? Am I doing that? Am I living up to what I think is the right thing to do? So that's what I want you to do. I want you to use your dreams. I want you to step into them and make I have a notebook, this little notebook like this. And I have dozens of them because I dreamed and then I turned the page. There'd be another dream the next morning or the next few days. I turned the page. And so now I have stacks of these around the house, you know, off on the side someplace. And that's why I have so many dreams and, you know, that I can refer to because I never threw them away. But they're always of value and they give you an insight into who you are and what you're all about. And it's a big help, a huge help. I have a story about Braunschweiger. When I was younger, and my granddaughter was younger, 2 or 3 or so like that, I was having some Braunschweiger for a sandwich. And so I gave it some to her, and she ate it and she liked it. Well, a few years later, her mother told her that Braunschweiger wasn't so good. Icky, icky. So guess what? My granddaughter doesn't like Braunschweiger. Well, you learn those things, and we've learned that dreams aren't of any value. Dreams are useless. They are just wisps of noise in the middle of the night. That is not true. Now, I'm not going to say that about Braunschweiger. Braunschweiger, you know, that's an iffy thing, if you like it or not. But dreams are valuable. Get a notebook. Get some notebooks. I go to the local stationery store and I get me a packet of, 10 or so or 8 or 10, whatever it is, for a few dollars. And then I have them. And so I put one beside my bed. And when I wake up in the morning, if I had any thought about a dream that I had a dream that night, and the one I talked about, throwing the piece of the paper at the mailbox, was one, well, I wrote that down. Trying to make a basket. Well, all it does is prompt me to remember what the dream was, and so then I can act it out and get the message. And the message is, tell as many people as I can about dreams. And I'm telling you, and I want you to do it, and I want you to tell your friends and others about it so that we kind of spread this word, because it's a big help. It helped me in my life. It helped me in my whole life. And I am so grateful for it. And it comes with the package. It's part of who we are. Everybody dreams. So it must be something that's built in that's valuable. Okay? Okay. Thanks a lot.